keep it locked onto 2NBC 90.1. Let's go.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
And welcome to 2NBC 90.1 FM. This is the Tomato Show, and we're opening up the men's segment. I have a special friend in the studio who's made the track out all the way out from Penrith to be with us here at Kogarah. Ethan, say hello.
Hello. Wasn't much of a trek, you picked me up. So.
Yeah, oh, look, mate, this is just, it's just what I do, mate. I'm an Uber driver, bro, so give me 5 stars.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, all good. Thanks for coming on the show, mate. Obviously, we're going to find out a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
But maybe you want to just kind of give us a quick intro, mate, into what you do with yourself and, where you come from.
Yeah, cool. My name's Ethan. I am 25. I turn 26 in a few months. I work for an NDIS support provider, Dreammaker Community Services. Team leader in that organisation. Been in the industry for about 5 years. Qualified in the industry too, and grew up in Mount Druitt. About to move to Penrith.
Whereabouts in Mount Druitt did you grow up?
Wayland.
Wow. Yeah, nice. I grew up in Bidwell.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're neighbours.
What was Wayland like?
From what I can remember, I mean, I moved out of there when I was 12,
Yep.
or 13, something like that, and we moved to Colleton, which is like 5 minutes away, so it's not much better. But from what I remember, there was a lot of people outside, which was good. I grew up in a time where phones and stuff were just sort of coming into be a thing, so we still had plenty of time to play outside. You walk past your mate's house, and if there's 6 bikes out front, all the boys are there.
Yeah.
So that was still very much a thing in my growing up, playing marbles and footy tarzos and all of that stuff. Yeah, so
Jeez.
it was good, man.
Do you miss
I
those
really
days?
enjoyed it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think now you go out with your friends and you spend way too much time just on your phone or stuff like that. So you do miss when you're a kid and just everything was free.
Yeah. It kind of feels like the world's just kind of got itself into a bit of a rush, right? And just we've turned the page, and then we're just like, it's 2026.
Yeah.
Where'd the time go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. 26 years old now, nearly.
Yeah.
And I look back to when I was 20, and that was 6 years ago. It felt like yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm 6 years on from that now.
Jeez.
Time flies. So
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, as many of our listeners know, I don't just get. I love hearing the stories about a lot of guys that come into our program. Excuse me. And one of the things I like about you, bro, is you've got an amazing story to share.
Thanks.
And I'm looking forward to actually unpacking that. But before we do, I thought it would be cool for us to just hear a bit about. So obviously, you work for Dreammaker. What exactly is your role? And just maybe just go into detail about what you do from your 9 to 5.
Yeah, cool. So the title of my role is called a team leader. So I have a caseload of participants, as we call them, clients. Some people might refer to them as, but it's people with disabilities.
Right.
And we just ensure that they're getting the services and the care they need.
Yes.
So we work as we send out support workers. So say I've got a caseload of like 30, I'll look after 30 individuals, all with varying disabilities. Different walks of life, everything, and I got to find the right person to fit that person and provide them with the support, because it's not just can they do a good job, they need to be able to get along with the participant. You're working with people, so it's trying to make a right fit in that sort of situation. We work very directly with like some other stakeholders for that participant. They might have a support coordinator, an occupational therapist, a psychologist, a behavioural support practitioner. So we're all constantly in cahoots to try and ensure that this person is able to live their life as independently as possible.
Yeah.
That's the end goal of the NDIS, is to build up their independence. I just sort of manage, a caseload of those people with disabilities and send out support workers who I think can assist them with their needs.
Yeah. This is crazy because when I first met you and you were doing this role, you were just a support worker.
Yeah.
And now you're a team leader.
Yeah.
Bro, you have grown up.
Yeah. I've grown up a bit. I'm still, a kid. I'm 26, but I still feel like a kid. It's been cool to watch myself go from a position of you know, when I first met you when I was 18, to now 26, looking after a caseload of 30 people, and being in charge of, I say in charge, but yeah, just
call it how it is, bro.
yeah,
If you're
like
in charge, you're in charge.
being managing support workers and telling them where they need to be and what they need to do, and pulling people up on mistakes.
Yeah.
It's very daunting. I'm still getting used to it. Yeah.
That's cool because we were, like Ethan had shared, we drove out here, and even hearing you talk about what you're currently doing and the way you're talking about it, very passionate. Sound like you've grown up a lot, mate. And it's awesome.
In some areas, yeah.
In some areas. Well, look, we're going to go to a quick break, but this is the Tomato Show. We are talking to Ethan, obviously about life and life's many wins and victories. And we'll be back after this break. And don't go anywhere. Keep it locked in on 90.1 FM. That is 2NBC. Thanks for joining us this Saturday from 5 to 6.
It's time for Tamana.
And we're sharing his life story. And obviously, you've already shared a bit about your background and what you're currently doing in terms of working for Dreammaker Community, your NDIS organisation, which sounds like they're doing amazing work.
Yeah.
You've been there for how long?
About 5 years.
Yeah, nice.
Started as a support worker and just done a few different roles within the company, but landed on team leader now, which is where I wanted to be from the beginning.
Do you still love it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. 26, already up at team leader status.
Yeah.
Mate, you were killing it.
It is. We are kind of a young company.
Yeah.
When I think about it, like all the other team leaders are quite young, like my age or only a few years older.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So obviously many listeners are probably listening, thinking, how do these two guys know each other? And I'm about to let you in. So basically we met. You want to tell the story, Ethan, or you just want to...
You start.
All right, so many of you guys know I'm a caseworker at a drug and alcohol rehab. And one thing I love about this space of what we're doing here at 2NBC is we get to talk to guys that come through rehabilitation, that come through the program. And I hear milestones and stories like this where guys just go literally from having a life that was just riddled with drug addiction to just, you know, rebuilding a new life. And if you probably blush here, mate, but I'm telling you now, you're a prime example of this.
Thank you.
I've known this guy for quite some time now, and you know, we just continue to do life, go fishing, just catch up for a chicken palmy and you know, and a coldie, and you know, we just shoot the breeze.
Yeah.
And what's cool about you, man, is that when I met you when you were 18 and you came into the rehab, 180 TC, shout out to 180 TC, you were just a guy who was just trying to figure out life.
Yeah.
Right?
Still am.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out some
Yeah.
aspects of life. But yeah, at that point I was very lost.
Yeah, tell us about that, man. Let's start there.
Look, I don't know where to start, but I started my first introduction to drugs, I was 12. And then that quickly trickled into party drugs at about 16. And then by 18 and a half, I think was when I came into TC, I was done completely. Like there had been severe like mental illness that had fallen upon me, and it was self-inflicted. Yes. So that's that. But yeah, I was lost. I didn't know where to turn to. And yeah, if it wasn't for mum and dad who sort of pulled me out of that aspect of life and told me about TC, because as you know, my brother also went to TC. I'd probably still be in that life. And yeah, 18 when I went in, 19 when I came out, and 26 now, and still going strong.
Yeah, crazy. And back then, so basically what's happened is we're a 6-month program, but back then we were a 12-month program.
It was a 12-month program then.
What was it like doing 12 months in a rehab as an 18-year-old?
Yeah, it was hard. But at the same time, it was my first stint at anything like that. Like I'd never been even in a detox. I'd never been in a rehab before. Definitely had never gone to like juvie, jail, anything like that. So I had no idea about what I was getting into, which if I did, I probably wouldn't have gone. Right. So, and that's why I didn't even look up anything about the place. My parents said, "We're taking you here," and I said, "Yeah, please." And I just rocked up because
you didn't need convincing?
No, because of the damage that I'd brought upon myself and like the toll I saw it take on my family, I would have done anything to like get their sort of respect back there.
Yeah.
To get them back into a good space as well.
That's crazy because as an 18-year-old, I don't know if that would still have the same, if 18-year-olds think like that today, because I think you're coming from and this is one of the things that blow me away about you, is that I just find for a young guy, I find that you're very, very mature. So for you to even decide at 18, dude, tomorrow I've got to get it sorted, that's huge. Like telling mum and dad, like they don't need to convince you.
Yeah.
It's either our way or the highway. You're telling them, no, I want to do this.
Yeah. Well, I hit rock bottom pretty quickly. Like, there was only like a good 2-year period where I'd started party drugs to where I was in full blown addiction.
Yeah.
And then a week before I went into rehab, I didn't even know what addiction was. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, my parents told me, we're going to take you here. We think it'd help you out. And I said, yeah, please, anything. Yeah. And I rocked up, and that's credit to TC and the program. That's when I really learned what addiction was. And I was like, oh, I've been in this for a while. Yeah. So it was scary, definitely. Like, as you said, I was 18. I was a kid. I remember walking up. We drove up the driveway and we got out, and then there's the entrance to where the conference table is, and the intake rooms and everything. And for a last-ditch effort of like trying to delay it, I just pretended my shoe was untied, and I just kneeled down, and I was like bank tied my shoe. And my brother was like, "Just hurry up, mate." All right, let's go. And then,
trying to stall.
Yeah, just trying to stall for an extra 10 seconds of freedom. Like, I didn't know what I was getting into, and then, I mean, from the get-go, everyone was lovely. I think we had Sylvia as the receptionist back then, and she had a lovely purple hair, and just very inviting. And just had a good feeling about the place.
Dude. Mate, there's so many questions I want to ask right now. What was that first... So what happens is when you go to 180TC, we're based out at Yarramundi, and 180TC is actually a non-for-profit rehabilitation program. It's a faith-based program, and, we stay afloat with charities, and we run key events throughout the year, and it's not easy to keep a place like this open because obviously this non-for-profit is a non-for-profit. But where it's located is you're in the bush. Like, you're actually away from a lot of the towns and the lights and the big buildings and stuff. So you're coming up the dirt road, and you just realise that I'm off the grid right now.
Yeah.
Phone reception is 0.
Yeah. I remember that. I was like thinking, do I post something on Facebook? Like, hey guys, I'll be gone for a bit. Yeah. And I was about to, and then, just SOS only. I was like, oh, there goes that idea.
Yeah. What was that like, that first week, man, when you go down and there are other guys in the program from jail that are self-referrals? Like, as an 18-year-old, do you remember what that was like?
Yeah. I remember specifically like doing the intake program, meeting James Haynes, who was my caseworker. And what a top bloke that guy is.
Yeah.
And you go through the process, like, I think we had to like pee in a cup, and you get all your stuff searched and everything, so you're not bringing anything in. And then they're like, oh, you got to meet your big brother. I was like, oh, sweet, what's that? And they're like, oh, it's just going to be some guy who's going to chaperone you, show you around, whatever. I was like, cool. And then Big John O'Lancry rocks up. And then he's like, hey, brother, how you doing? He was only, do you remember how old he would have been?
Yeah, not a lot
like
older than you.
Mid-20s, early 20s or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But he was a character himself, but he was a genuine, like, good big brother, as it's called in TC, and he showed me around, and he was, he introduced me to all the boys, and we went and had, I think it was about lunchtime, so we went to the cafeteria, and he's like, this is how we do it, like, we line up here, we get all our food here, introduced me to everyone, and then I remember that night, a few of the boys wanted to play a board game. It was like one of those games that you put a mouthpiece in, and you got to, it expands your mouth, and you got to say, you got to say a phrase, and people got to guess what you're saying. So that ultimately was a really fun day. Like, there wasn't too much. I wasn't like straight away indoctrinated with like, oh, this is addiction, this is bad, and everything like that. It was like, find your feet first, settle in, get to know who you're living with, and then tomorrow we'll go from there. Yeah,
like a real therapeutic community, right? Like,
and everyone was lovely, man. Like, it wasn't, everyone was sweet.
Yeah, solid. No, nice. I like that, man. Like, it just kind of sounded like you you kind of transition into your first week pretty smoothly.
Yeah,
Sometimes that can be daunting, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
I think anyone going into that place would be daunting.
Yeah.
You just, especially me, like not having any history with any institution like that.
Yeah.
You didn't really know what to expect at all.
Yeah. Because 18, you literally just finished high school.
No, I dropped out of high school, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
you know,
I would have just finished high school. Yeah,
And the year before, you're at high school now.
I would have been out of school for like 8 months if I finished.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Were you still dabbling with drugs while you were in school? Like it was just kind of like
Yeah. So I was just smoking a lot of weed from like the age of 12,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't until I was like 16 or something that I started picking up like MDMA, cocaine, like all those party
really?
stuff. No, I never got on like the too hard stuff, but I got hooked on the stuff I was on, and it was very detrimental to just my well-being. I think I've told you this before, but I used to have guys in TC tell me to leave, get on the ice, and then come back with a real addiction. Like, that's
It's funny that, hey, like you can still get guys that are flexing and comparing severity of drugs, and you're like, dude, like we're all here for the same thing. Why do I need to go out and...
We all ended up in the same place.
That's right. The final destination is the same, bro.
Flex our muscles.
What does it matter where I go from here and what drugs I put in my system? Awesome. Well, look, mate, we'll have a break right there. But if you've just tuned in to us here at 2MBC, we are talking to Ethan, and we're just talking about life success stories. Stay tuned on 90.1 FM. We're taking you from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and we appreciate you tuning in. We'll go to a song. We've just tuned into the men's space. We're talking to Ethan, who's come into the studio. How's it been so far, mate? Are you enjoying this?
This is daunting and nerve-wracking, but I am enjoying it.
Yep.
I don't mind coming here, chatting to me old mate. So, yeah.
It's good to catch up, mate. It's good to catch up. You were sharing, obviously, about your journey through rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And, you shared with us your first week in rehab.
Yep.
And doing a 12-month rehab is so unheard of now. Like, a lot of rehabs now are 6 months.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why that is, but I find that it is a lot shorter. This is my 11th year working as a caseworker. And what were your general impressions of just the team that worked there at 180 TC?
Yeah, sure. Who was there? Yeah, everyone was lovely. Everyone had a wealth of knowledge. Yeah. Like, you had Kiddo who had his lived experience knowledge and knowledge of the program, having gone through it himself.
And that helps, right? Lived experience.
For sure.
Yeah,
someone you can relate to, and someone who's been in the exact shoes that you're walking in now, and can coach you through like how you're feeling at any time because he's done it. Was really cool. And obviously yourself, T, you're a big help. Reignited my passion with arts and media and things like that, and photography, which I think is one of the biggest things that got me through that program. I think we were talking about that earlier. Yeah. Just having a new sense of purpose, or a renewed sense of purpose, something that I used to love that I lost interest in because my interests were now doing drugs. Coming back to it and going, wow, this is awesome. Like, I get to be creative and I get to have fun, and this is all sober as well. So having that to sort of do every day, or that sort of responsibility in the end, it came doing all those things around TC.
Thanks, man.
No, thank you, bro.
Well, so for our listeners, what I did was I just had an SLR, I think a little SLR Canon camera, and I thought, you know what, we want to keep the guys engaged in program, and the program has a lot, but I think one of the things that we needed was obviously just a creative outlet.
Yeah.
And so I just brought this SLR Canon camera in, and I said, guys, let's just do little segments, and we can show the community at chapel, and let's just do things like little chapel news segments and just kind of have a bit of fun with it. I remember there was a few. I let Ethan borrow the GoPro or the Canon. No, it was the Canon SLR camera, and as part of the program, the boys have to go to the markets.
Oh yeah,
and they have to.
Made a little vlog.
Yeah. You made a little vlog, and that's like that thing. I still replay that vlog to students today. Like, that was like 10 years ago or something, and I still show some of the boys. Yeah, and they're like, no way, and I'm like, yeah, this is what one of the guys did, and he's created this little 2-minute reel of just going to the markets at like 4 o'clock in the morning
Yep.
and just kind of doing a charity run, asking other little stores at, was it Paddy's Markets?
Paddy's Markets.
Paddy's
yeah.
Markets, for free handouts for our kitchen, And you've shot the whole thing. You
Yep.
came back and I had a little Mac set up in my office and you cut that video over the weekend.
Well, that's how we used to get our fruit and veg.
Yeah,
We'd-
it still is how.
Yeah, and a lot of the time there'd be like 3 or 4 of us that went to the markets and asked for if anyone had any donations.
Yeah.
And there was usually one person who went every week and sort of knew how things went, and if you were lucky, you got to go give it a go. You'd wake up at sparrow's fart at 4 a.m. in the morning and wouldn't get back for a while. But the funniest thing about that is there was this one guy there who he'd give you chilies.
Yeah.
But he'd give you like,
The chili challenge.
ghost
Yeah.
peppers.
Talk about the chili challenge.
So we had a challenge where we'd go to this markets thing, get all these fresh fruit and veg to bring back for all the boys. And there was one guy there who knew who we were, knew where we were from, and he'd spot you from a mile away and he'd come over and be like, "Oh, you guys, you put all those drugs in your system and can you handle this?" Yeah. And he'd hand us ghost peppers.
Yeah.
And we'd have to eat one then and there.
In front of him?
In front of him.
In the morning?
And then he would give us double the donations.
Oh, really?
So you'd always take one for the team, and it always had to be the new person,
Yeah.
the person who's
Initiative.
not gone to the
Yeah.
markets before. You had to do it. So obviously that was my turn that
Yeah.
time. To get double the donations, I ate one of those ghost peppers, and he gave us an extra watermelon or something. I don't know. And then
Box of
he
mangoes.
goes, and take these back for the boys. So
Yep.
we'd take back like 5 ghost peppers, and we'd do our own ghost pepper challenge.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
one of those things you get up to when you just got nothing else to do, because you don't have phones or anything.
No.
You got to make your own fun.
That's right.
So ghost peppers was the fun.
Do you remember what happened with you? Did you down the whole thing?
Salivating everywhere. Like I ate it, yeah. And it's such a weird thing for anyone out there who's like eating a ghost pepper, but you can feel it just sit in your stomach, and it's such a
Wow.
weird feeling.
Yeah.
Like you swallow it, get it all down or whatever, but you can feel it like in your core. It's a weird feeling.
Jeez. Did you make it back on site, or did you go to the toilet? Or
I think I made it back on site, yeah. Because we'd go see him
In the
last,
fetal
so
position.
you could get home straight after.
Yeah, look, that's just some of the fun, like you said, like boys come into the rehabilitation, their phones are taken from them. You make your own fun,
Yeah,
right, and
100%.
you get trusted with these opportunities, these privileges we call them, where you get to go to the markets 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
get yourself a coffee, and then go out and just ask for donations and handouts.
Yeah, I forgot about the coffee.
yeah,
Because you're living in there, all you have is instant.
yeah, that's right.
So that's the only time you could go out while you're in program and get an actual barista-made coffee is to go to the markets.
Do you find yourself thinking about your time in rehab, like just like things that you reflect on, or you just maybe even things that you've learnt?
Yeah. I don't know, T. I was very young when I went in there.
Yeah.
And I was still very much a kid. So a lot of the stuff when I look back on TC, I get a bit embarrassed because I was genuinely like trying to be someone I wasn't a lot of the time to try and fit in with the other boys that were there.
Yeah.
Because we'd all come from different walks of life, but I found myself, listening to music and music that I wouldn't usually listen to, and I just was a sheep, I guess, living off all of these guys, because these guys had, been to prison and done this and that outside of their lives, and they're like, who's this kid? So I had to try and, I felt I had to try and be someone I wasn't. So when I look back at TC, I go, I wish I was just a little bit more myself.
Yeah.
But I've learned that now. Like,
Yeah.
just be yourself, and those who actually enjoy your company stick around. You don't have to, fake to be someone you're not.
But it's kind of cool though at the same token, because I think had you not gone to TC, I guess you wouldn't have had that awakening. Like you just, you were kind of realizing, oh.
Well, I was lucky that I went through that little phase in the safe surroundings of TC.
Yeah.
Because if I had fallen into that crowd outside of TC, I could have gone anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's true.
I was lucky to go in and out of that phase whilst around the time of me leaving TC.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I like that, because I think it kind of it fit right in the time of where you're at. At 18, you still have no idea about life.
No,
what am I doing? Where am I going?
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about career goals right now.
No.
Getting married or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like you're just learning as you go. I remember when I was 18, I'm I wasn't even thinking about, like, my life was spiraling out of control. And, you know, like, not everybody goes to rehab, but I think for you it sounded like a lifesaver. Like, it was a real turning
Definitely.
point moment for you, right?
Yeah, 100%. If I didn't go to TC, I'd just be some bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I was towards the back end of my drug abuse and those days, I was not. Yeah, I was like practically spending days and nights and weekends and all this extended periods of time at my mate's garage, and we'd just sit in there, his garage. We'd drink, we'd get on whatever we could find or afford, and looking back, I'm actually kind of grossed out by it. Like,
really,
the life that I was living. And if I had gone through, you know, something pretty significant and hitting rock bottom, I wouldn't have, and opening up to my family, I'd probably still be doing that. So
yeah,
if I didn't give TC a shot,
that's awesome, bro. I love hearing that. That's so crazy, man. What did you notice? Family notice about you? You know, like, after coming out of 180 TC, like, was there a significant change? Were they seeing change slowly as you were going home for receiving your weekend leaves? Were there things that they were noticing about you, about your life?
I don't know how quickly the change came about. Obviously, I was living it day by day.
Yeah.
But I do remember a time, might have been like 6 months into the program, 6-7 months in there somewhere, and I was because we go to church on the Sunday twice a day, and it was the night service, and I was sitting with my old man, and we're just talking about, like, he's like, oh, so what do you want to do after this? And I was like, oh, I'm thinking about getting back into my trade and, you know, finishing that, which I never did, by the way. But
what was it? A trade in?
I was doing carpentry, but I was working with, like, aluminium windows and door frames and stuff. But we were just having a chat about life, and I must have just sounded like I'd switched on a bit. And my dad said, he goes, "You're starting to switch on. It's like I've got my son back."
Wow.
And, like, that was one of the things for me where I was like, all right, now, like, this is full steam ahead. Like, I can't turn back now. Like, just hearing that from my old man was really, that stuck with me for sure. And there was another time as well, similar, same at church, and I was just, again, having a yarn to my dad, and I just felt like I needed to tell him that this isn't his fault. Yeah. And nothing he did in life caused this. This was me off the back of my own decisions. So I said that to him. I was like, Dad, I just want you to know none of this is your fault, and to not blame yourself. Wow. And he just said, it's too late. And I was like, far out. Wow. Man. I was like, that, and hearing that, that's what I mean when I say, like, I had to do this for my family as well. Like, I could see that I mean, they wouldn't tell you that I let them down, but I really feel like I let them down.
Yeah, wow, man. That's huge, you know. And I still think it would have brought him relief, though, like, you know, for you to
hopefully
take that ownership. You know, like, I just think it's crazy, right? Like, and you know your dad best, but even just kind of hearing you say that for like a 18, 19-year-old, you know, that's pretty reassuring, I think, for any parent to hear. Like, you know, I'm owning this, taking responsibility for this.
That's what you're taught, right?
Right.
Like, first order of addiction is realizing that you have an addiction. Yeah. And then taking control of it. Yeah. So, or admitting you have an addiction and you have an issue and you got things you need to work on. So. Yeah, awesome.
Well, mate, we'll go to a quick break. This is the Tomato Show on 2NBC 90.1 FM. We are talking to Ethan, mate, sharing some gold. I'm loving it, bro. I appreciate you just sharing your heart here, mate. Complete transparency in the studio. Don't go anywhere. Don't change that dial, because we're going to be right back and unpacking a lot more of this guy's journey. I do have a feeling we should have him back. Ethan's actually nodding and giving thumbs up that he'd like to come back. He's not. But we'll be back right after this break. You're tuned in here with Tamana at the men's space, taking you from 5 to 6 as we wind up on the last 19 minutes of the show. Here with a good friend of mine, Ethan. It's been awesome, man. He's been sharing his story. We're talking rehab and work.
Thanks for having me, T.
It's all good, mate. What's been happening lately in life, mate? Let's just steer away from It's changed the tempo up.
Bro, I'm moving.
Yeah.
Leaving the nest.
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm moving out with mum and dad still.
Yeah. Okay.
It's too expensive to do anything else.
Yeah. What's that like, mate? Being 26 in Sydney, mate. What's the climate like?
You know
at
what?
the
It's
moment?
actually difficult.
Yeah.
Like you can do it. You can you can still have that dream of like buying a house and just living that normal life. But it is super difficult. Most of my, well, if not all of my friends who have bought homes have done it with a partner.
Oh, really?
So it's very difficult to do if you don't have a partner. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
But it does make it hard, I still like to go out with my friends. So that sort of like pubs and stuff are still very expensive. Like going out for a beer, you spend like $10 a beer. It's a bit ridiculous.
Right.
It's life's good. It's just financially a struggle.
Wow.
Like there's more things to do than ever, but less money to spend to do those things.
Yeah. One of the segments I have on here is Sydney, and we talk about Sydney nightlife and what's it like for a 26-year-old just to kind of enjoy their weekend these days? You got a plan?
I might be a bit different, to be honest. I'm not a clubber.
Yep.
Like I never really have been. I once in a blue moon I'll enjoy it, but I don't like being in like tight spaces and sweating and everything.
Okay.
My ideal weekend activity.
Go there.
So me and my boy Jaden. Yeah. One of my best friends. We will link up on a Friday. He's got a pool table at his house. We'll just have a few beers, play some pool, watch the footy. Yeah. Like that is it. That is my ideal. I think maybe get a fire going if it's cold enough. That is my ideal weekend.
Yeah, nice.
More of the like the gathering type of person than the going out type of guy.
Right. You mentioned you did just come back from a holiday a while back.
Bali.
Yeah. Is that kind of like a common thread you find in this age group? Like I find like you just get a group of friends together, you save up some coin, and then you just buy a plane ticket out of here and
why
just
not, man?
Yeah.
Like it's so important to go out there and experience and see what is out there outside of Australia. And yes, I only went to Bali. It's pretty much a part of Western Australia, but it is a different world over there. And it's you come back. It sounds very cliche, but you come back with a real appreciation for what you got.
Really?
Well, you've been to Bali, man.
Yeah. It's tell us what did you experience?
Well, it's a beautiful place, and the culture's amazing, and the people are lovely, but the conditions are so much worse than anything we have here.
Yes.
Like they wouldn't pass here.
Yeah.
And not that there's nothing to complain about here, like everybody can complain, but when you go to these places and you realise how good we do have it in Australia, just makes you a bit more appreciative. Yeah. It is a beautiful country, don't get me wrong. You have a lot of fun there. I went to, shout out to the Starters Sports Bar in Canggu. Really good place. I was there literally every day. They had a pool table. They had the footy on. It was awesome. They had great food, great people. The bartender, the bartenders were awesome, like really nice guys. We met the owner. He was a Kiwi bloke. Just loved his footy, loved his Warriors. So we got along like a house
in Bali.
on fire. Yeah.
There's a Kiwi living in Bali.
Yeah,
It sounds like the start of a bad joke. There's a Kiwi living in Bali, running a bar.
Kiwi and an Aussie go to a bar in Bali. But it's because it's a sports bar, he would constantly have people coming through those doors. A lot of Kiwis, to be honest. It must just be people he knows, or the word just gets around because they got Warriors stuff everywhere. And wonderful place. People are there are lovely. Did go to like Finns and stuff, like those real touristy spots, but at the end of the day I'm a tourist, so I'm going to check out the touristy spots. Missed out on snorkeling and the four-wheeled quad bikes because I had Bali belly.
Oh, no, you got it.
I got the
Was
Bali
that your
belly.
first time?
Yeah. Well, it's the only time I've been to Bali.
Yeah. Oh,
but it was, I only had it for like 10 hours.
Yeah,
I got lucky, man.
Yeah.
I got lucky. I went to bed, woke up, I was all right. I was like, sweet.
They didn't need to hook you up to an IV drip?
No.
My wife had to have the IV drip.
One of the boys' girlfriends had happened to her. Doesn't look fun.
No.
It was actually on the day we were leaving.
That's like when it hits you heavy, like when you're out for 3 days or something, like you're on that thing.
No thanks, bro.
Yeah.
But I ate everything, man. I was eating oysters off the side of the road.
This
like
guy.
I wasn't scared.
During the day?
Yeah. Oh, if I was going to get it, I was going to get it.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't...
You're like one of these go hard or go home
100%.
guys.
I'm there to experience the culture and everything they got to offer.
Yeah.
I'm eating oysters off the side of the road and smoothies that have been
nothing.
sitting in the sun. I literally got it for like 8 hours, 10 hours, and I was sweet. Didn't even feel sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just backed up and just carried on.
Just
I was like,
kept
we're
going.
done? All right, cool. Bundy back on. Yeah.
Bintang, please.
You mentioned, obviously, I like hearing about eye-opening experiences,
Yeah.
especially from like Aussies that go somewhere else, because, mate, we do have it really good here.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who I just had this same conversation with. His name's Ron, and he's actually a compassionate child. Compassion is it's children that were sponsored at a young age.
Yeah.
By donors or
Yeah,
sponsors, and they just sponsor you for a good 10 to 15 years of your life.
Wow.
Or even over a year.
Yeah.
You know? And so you get a sponsorship child. He was one of these. He was on the receiving end. He was on the other end of being a sponsorship child, and he talks about. He lives now here. He's got a wife. He's got 2 kids. But he tells me, like, he goes around and gives these compassionate talks to some of the private schools out here, and that's the first thing he says. He says, "You have no idea how good you have it here.
You don't.
Running water,
Yeah.
school uniforms,
Yeah.
catching a bus,
Yeah.
or even getting dropped off by your mum. They're walking 4 hours
Yep.
to school, like clean water."
Yeah.
Things that we take for granted
Yeah.
sometimes.
You don't need to go buy bottled water constantly to to stay hydrated. Like,
Yeah. Did you witness that firsthand? Like, would you say, if you could remember, was there anything that you could pinpoint that you could, like, witness something you thought, man, I realise how good I have it back home?
You know what? Not in Bali, but when I was in Thailand.
Yeah.
I was walking down. You've been to Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bangala Road.
Oh, I don't. I've been to Bangkok and I've been to Phuket.
Phuket.
Okay.
It's in Phuket. It's like the main party strip or whatever. But walking down that, there would be people who were like trying to sell cigarettes, vape stuff.
Right.
There was a lady. She had no arms, and she just had a.
Did you say arms?
No arms. Yeah.
Wow.
And she had. I had both her legs, no arms, and then she had like a box with cigarettes, vapes, and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was just out there trying to make $1 doing that. She had it strapped to her chest, and it'd be like an honor system. You put the money in, you take the cigarettes out.
Oh, wow.
So that like her, no arms, just out there trying to, I'm assuming, feed a child or something like that. Just, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Right? Like
So, and it makes you again blessed for the services we have in a country like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such an eye opener, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you would have saw something like that, it just kind of, even coming back to Sydney, like you're coming over the Sydney sky and you're just kind of reflecting on a mad trip.
Yeah.
But also things like that, like you do realise, mate, we've got it so good here. Like, we've got running water and hot water.
Yeah.
We can choose between hot.
Yeah.
You go to Fiji and some of the villages, when I go home, it's just cold water or nothing. And it's just a little tin box, and that's your shower.
Yeah.
And it's not even, you get to turn 2 handles. It's just, you open up this little chute and the water just comes out, and you just close it when you want the water to stop, in a bar of soap that I'm pretty sure everyone uses. You know what I mean? Like
communal soap.
But yeah, it does make you realise, mate. That's crazy. Thanks for sharing that, bro.
That's all right.
As we come to our last 10 minutes, what has the future got in store for Ethan, mate?
I'd like to stick to what I'm doing, like team leading, but I really want to get into the youth workspace.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I love what I do. I love the company I work for and the people I work with and all of that. But I am passionate to work with youth and stop them from getting to places that I did.
Yeah.
Rehab. Or, I didn't go to jail, but stop them from getting to places like that, rehabs, jails and stuff like that. I'm a qualified youth worker, qualified drug and alcohol worker, and I really want to use the experience that I've had in this field and life experience and piggyback off all of that and really help the youth do like sort of early intervention.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. But as I said, I'm just learning my craft in management. I'm only young. I've got to learn how to manage people before getting into something like that.
Yeah.
So.
But I think being in the field that you've been in, man, I think you would have and growing up where you've grown up as well, like, growing up in Mount Druitt and just kind of seeing a lot, we see a lot,
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes just not uninvited. You just see it because it's just the norm.
It's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you find is probably your biggest concern right now for youth? Because you've actually worked in schools as well. I remember.
Yeah, I was at SLSO.
Yeah.
I don't know, T. Like the overexposure, we're only getting more exposed.
Yeah.
And the generations are only getting further and further exposed to things a lot quicker.
Big time.
So, porn, for example.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, you could only access it via like magazines and DVDs and stuff. Now, all you have to do is get on your phone.
Right.
And that impacts people a lot more than they realise.
Yeah.
And they brought in they blocked all of it. Yeah. But all you need is a VPN.
Yeah,
and
wow.
those are free.
Wow.
Like a kid can just download a VPN app, go sweet, access to it. There needs to be better perimeters around that. Yeah. But it's the overexposure that I think is really bad.
Massive.
They just see everything, and they're a lot more clever because they see ways to get away with things because of all the online stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know, T, what you do to fix that or how you even prevent it. But I think to counteract it, you need good quality people in those institutions setting good examples.
Yeah.
Should start early, should start at school, but we've all been to school. We don't really listen or care what the teachers and what the teachers' aides or anyone who comes in really has to say. So you got to find, and I don't know what period of life you got to find someone in, but there's an important space in their life where you can set a message. You just got to, with everyone, it's going to be different. You got to figure out what that is and get a good example in front of them.
Yeah, mate, I love the fact that that's your that's kind of your goal for your future. I'd encourage you to definitely go after that.
Thanks.
I think there's a lot of need. All we have to do is flick on the TV and you can see just how crazy it's getting now. Yeah. Exposed at an early age. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah. I work in. Well, the one thing that concerns me is when you get an 18-year-old that comes through the program, and he's already got 3 kids, and I'm like, how old are you again, man? It's like, I'm 18. Yeah. I've done like 2 years in jail, and I've got my missus is on her 3rd kid, and I'm thinking, dude, like, I like my heart breaks for the family household, like especially at a young age, because I'm like, man, this is a long time for you to be away from home.
Yeah.
She needs you to be with the kids, and you've got kids having kids right now.
Yeah.
So it's huge, right? Like, mate, there's so many angles that we could go down with this, and I know that we've only got probably 5 minutes. I think we've opened up a can of worms.
Yeah.
But if you got to,
I'll have to come back.
Yeah. Dream big right now, but if you got to go for a big role, or a role in terms of just working directly with the youth, what would it be?
It would be working early intervention. As I said, it 100% would be early intervention with kids who are struggling with drugs and alcohol, mental health, and it would be a direct, like, almost like a mentorship role. Like, I want to be really involved.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to use my lived experience and, limited knowledge that I have at not 26, but use my lived experience and knowledge to be able to help these kids and hopefully change a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I remember when I did CLO for a bit at a little public school out in Western Sydney. Where was it? It was Wilmot.
Okay, yeah.
They look at you. They look up to you like you're this giant hero.
Yeah.
They're these little kids, and you remind yourself, I was there once.
For sure.
And you don't realise it, but I remember just kind of going to the local shop, and kids used to see me, and they're like, Mr. T, Mr. T, and I'm like, yeah, and you feel like a superhero.
I did high school. Yeah. I was at SLSO at high school, but same thing. Yeah. But I would constantly I'm 6 foot tall, but I look like I'm a 14-year-old kid. So I would constantly get mistaken for kids, and they'd be like, "Oh, you?" I'll be like, "I swear I work here. Like I'm not a kid." But yeah, you're right. Like you'd see them, and they would sort of not look up to you. I don't want to say that, but they would come to you for things. Especially being young, they sort of think that you're going to relate to them a bit more.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of kids asking me. Obviously, I wouldn't give them my whole life story because you've got to have boundaries and everything, especially with kids. But yeah, they'd come to me and ask me things about life, and I'd just be honest with them. And yeah, I bump into that because I live in Colleton and I worked at Colleton High School, so I would constantly bump into them.
Wow.
I'd ride my bike to school and I'd be riding with the kids. So it's such a rewarding job. But I left the SLSO gig purely because in schools it's very hard to get a message through sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because I found that kids in school don't want to listen to teachers or even teachers' aides, no matter how young they might look. So hopefully, ideally, I'd want to work for an organisation in youth work that had people coming to them who are there who want the help. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you find because they're taking the initiative.
Yes.
You want the help. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah, for sure. You can't help someone who doesn't want to help himself. So,
yeah. Awesome. Well, if you've just joined us, we just had an hour with Ethan. Thanks again for coming on the show, man.
Anytime.
Hopefully it's been inspiring, and I appreciate you being transparent and just kind of sharing some real stories from a real dude. That wraps us up for the hour. Thank you for joining us this Saturday from 5 to 6. I'm going to put Ethan on the spot here. Are you going to come back on the show?
Definitely.
Yes. All right, to all our listeners, he will be back, and definitely.
If the listeners will have me.
Yeah, definitely. No, mate, I think they definitely will. Thanks so much for tuning in to 2NBC 90.1 FM. This is the Tomato Show signing off. Join us next Saturday. I'm not sure who we'll have, but we'll have somebody definitely on the show again. And enjoy your weekend. Drive safe, and have a good and safe evening. Thank you.